Hello, welcome back. We are on part 4 on Are You Writing a Book or Building an Author Business? And my name is Felicia Kelly-Brookins. I am your host. I am also the founder of Inspired Resources LLC, Write the Vision, Aspiring Authors and Writers Workshop. And over the years, I have learned that writing a book and building an author career are two very different things. Also, I am the author of multiple books, including the Ways Trilogy series, which starts off with Sister Nadine's Ways. If you all are not familiar with that, it is available on Amazon. My stories have expanded beyond the pages. Okay, I want to make sure I put that out there because it is important for what we're going to be talking about today, and it ties into this series. My books have gone into stage productions. They have gone into the areas of theater vignettes. They have been discussions, workshops, workbooks, community programs, all sorts of things. I am also a 2-time award-winning screenwriter, best screenwriter for the Jackson Film Festival. And I also have a nonprofit entitled Safe Space. It is a theater therapy foundation for youth and teens. And I have created the Brownie Collective, which comes from our stage play production, which comes from the book series. Again, see how all of this is tying into what we're going to be talking about today? Now, I did not share those accomplishments with you to brag on myself. I did not share those accomplishments with you just to give you a list of the things that I've done. I shared those accomplishments with you because I wanted you to see the importance of not treating your book being published as the final destination for your book. That is why we are talking this evening about writing a book and being a person that wants to have an author business. So the question simply is, before we jump off into this training, are you writing a book or are you building an author business? Because there is a big difference. Writing a book is way different. It is more of a creative thing. It's a creative work. But building an author business, that requires a strategy. And this series that I've been doing is that series that can help you get the strategies you need to have an author business, if that is what you desire to do. And it also can let you evaluate whether or not, if that is what you desire to do, are you actually doing it? Have you considered the things that need to be done so that you show up as someone that has an author business? Now, we're going to jump right into it. Our part 4 of this training series today focuses on long-term visibility. Long-term visibility. Now, as an author, a serious author, that should be important to you, that you are visible to your readers, your reader community, and to new communities, and that you are available to be discovered by new communities. So we're going to dive right in to long-term visibility. I have 5 tips I think will be helpful to you as an aspiring author. Number 1, become a resource. Become a resource and not just a promoter of your books. What do you mean by that, Felicia? I'm glad you asked. All right. To become a resource and not a promoter, you have to be visible, okay? Those authors that are visible in the community, who get out and get involved in speaking engagements, who get out and teach on certain subjects, who contribute to maybe newspapers, maybe they do commentaries, maybe they do workshop on storytelling strategies, and maybe they become a community resource. by offering advice to other aspiring authors. That's becoming a resource and not just promoting your book. It is pouring back out into other individuals. You are the person that they can come to get advice and guidance. That's what it means to be a resource. So as an author, you should be a resource. And also an author that is serious about having a author business, because people are going to come to you who want to write as well. And there are a lot of things that they don't know. As I talk about in my other series, the cost of telling your story. So make sure you check that one out too. All right. Tip number 1 was become a resource and not a promoter. Let's go to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is build your signature content series. And let me say before we get into this, don't let all of this that I'm sharing with you overwhelm you. It happens in stages. It happens as you grow as an author and you learn as an author, and you have other people that become mentors and resources for you to help you along the way to get to the point where you have an author business. So back to tip 2, build signature content series. Create recurring series for your audience. Something that when they see it, they know that it's you. Something that shows a common and consistent brand or platform. We talked about that earlier when it comes to promoting yourself. Some of the things you may want to do is maybe you want to do a workshop or write a newsletter on from story to strategies. Maybe you want to do something on the cost of telling your story like I did. You could even create another book or hold a workshop or a virtual webinar on what nobody told the author. Something. Build a signature series so that people know and connect with you as an author, what it is that you do, what it is that you offer, not just that you wrote a book. I have an authors and writers, aspiring authors and writers workshop. I also have a mental health advocacy nonprofit. All that ties together, but people know that about me. And so they don't just know that I'm an author. They know that I do other things that connect to the platforms that are in my book. I build signature content. That's number 2. Number 3, use your accomplishments to create new conversations. Ooh, that's a good one. See, you don't need to just simply announce that you won an award, that you have a speaking engagement. You as an author need to put out a post or a video or something that can stir up a conversation. Maybe you want to put a post out that says, hey, what writers should know before turning their book into a film. Maybe you want to do a series or a virtual discussion on how do you recognize material that can be converted into a new opportunity. Something to get people talking. You know, for example, I mentioned that I am a screenwriter and that I've won some awards. So some things I talk about would be, hey, what does writing that book look like? You know, when you wrote it, how did you see it turn into a screenplay? Or what gave you the motivation to do that? You know, there's some questions I can ask or some information I can share to create conversation on my social media pages. So that was number 3. Use your accomplishments to create new conversations. Number 4, as we'll talk about long-term visibility, develop relationships before you need something from those people. You need to be connecting now with the book club members in your area, nonprofit leaders, media professionals, conference organizers, attend other events, connect and network on these social media platforms. Use them for business. Use them for connecting and network. Use them to find out what else is going on in your city and attend those things. Meet new people. Introduce yourself. Tell them what you do, what you have to offer. Let them develop a relationship with you, not only as an author, but as a resource, as an expert in an area. But you have to get out and get involved. Volunteer at the schools, go to the libraries, establish relationships with people. And my final tip when it comes to your long-term visibility, should not depend on how you inspired, okay? Create you a visibility system. Create you a visibility system. Your visibility should not depend on how inspired you feel every day when you get up. Okay? You may say, well, hey, all week I just ain't felt like it. I hadn't felt like posting anything, asking a question, sharing a video. I hadn't felt like working on my newsletter, any of that. That hurts your visibility. You have got to create a visibility system. Even if that means you go on these platforms and you create your content, schedule it. Okay, so maybe the rest of the week you don't have time. Pick a day, maybe on a Sunday evening. Sit down and maybe record 3 videos. Sit down and write out your newsletter for the next month or 2. Schedule for it to go out. Create pitches that you can schedule to go out on your different social media platforms. Get partnerships. Partnership development is very important. It can go a long way. And your name can be attached to whatever it is that they're doing, because again, that gives you visibility. As an author, you may not necessarily be in the room right then when it's going on, but when they're advertising what they have going on for that week or that month, and you're connected with it, and you're that partner in that, that's giving you visibility. That is part of the author business. And one of the most important things out of all of this under number 5, repurposed content. Repurposed content. You have videos or posts or graphics from 8 months ago. Put them back out. Just because the content is old does not mean it is not relevant. And there are more people that have connected with you now since that 8 month, and they never saw it. It's brand new to them. Put it out. Repurpose your content, author. Create your visibility system. Do a YouTube video. That one YouTube video can become several short videos. It can become several clips. It can be a live workshop that you schedule. You can take the information from your YouTube video, make a downloadable PDF, create some quote graphics from it. It's a lot of things you can do to be visible as an author in these social media streets, people. You got to get out in these social media streets, and you got to get out in the streets, period. You have to network. You have to connect. People have to see you, especially if your goal is to have an author business. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is how authors work strategically instead of constantly having to start over and over again. Use strategy. Use that repurposed content, create new content and schedule it. Get out and be seen. Keep your books with you. Sometimes you may run out, but if you do, How about you have some push cards with your QR code on it where they can order the book for themselves right then if they want it? That's all I got. Hopefully, something that we said today in this training on long-term visibility has helped you. My name is Felicia Kelly-Brookins. You can connect with me on social media platforms. If you want to have a conversation with me about what you need to do to be more visible as an author, contact me, your author and storytelling strategist. You can email me at authorfeliciabrookins@gmail.com. Let's schedule a consultation session with you and let's get you up and going. Once you have decided, are you just writing a book or are you starting an author business?